We are back, baby. We are officially back in the Champions League. 2 seasons of no football on a Tuesday, Wednesday night, but we have finally managed to do it. And you know what? All credit to that defense for the determination, the control in the second half was something that I didn't expect to see from a Chelsea side this young, this inexperienced, but man of the moment, Levi Colwill. Who better? An academy graduate, someone that's carried us through this season. Even in his poor patches, he's been one of our most consistent, one of our best players. And you know what? There have been way too many critics this year, way too many people calling him out, saying, oh, he's nowhere near the player he was against Brighton, nowhere near the player he's been before. Gone man, Colwill. How can we, by definition, have a better season than Arsenal? We've achieved our goals. You man ain't. We hit Champions League. You man ain't achieved your goals. You pussies. Hold that. Chelsea, in achieving Champions League football, have bettered 18 teams in the Premier League this season. I do not understand how we have managed. This is going to take a while to settle, right? And we're going to take a while to collect and look at the season as a whole. I said so many times over the last month, if we get Champions League football and win the Conference League, you will see so much revisionism on Enzo Maresca. You will see so many people going back and going, you know what, give him a bit more time. Like we did with Pochettino last year after a solid end to the season, and people started going, you know what, give him a bit more time. Give him a transfer window. Let him go into the next competition. Bun that, Enzo Maresca, well done. Stood by him, just about. There were some teetering moments, but I stood by him this season, and he achieved what he set out to achieve. There is no way that Enzo Maresca leaves this summer. He has managed to achieve what some Chelsea fans thought was unthinkable 2-3 months ago. Yes, it should have been a given at Christmas, top 4. But 2-3 months ago, we were looking and thinking we could be 10th, 12th. We could finish lower than we did last season under Pochettino. My God, what a relief. You could see the emotion on those Chelsea players' faces, the way that they celebrated at full time. You knew how much that meant to them, and you know what? Credit to them. Because that second half, determination like I have not seen in a long time. Just will. There are so many times where we've played games this season and we've been better. We've been, technically speaking, we've had the better team. We've had the better players. We should, on paper, go out and run riot. But it's been who wants it more. It's been the other team that's wanted it more, that's gone out and bullied our players and used the atmosphere, used the momentum to push our young, inexperienced players around. But they were not letting that happen today. And let me just say very quickly, very poorly refereed game on both sides. Anthony Taylor, fucking wallard. Nottingham Forest fans can be just as miffed as us. The guy was diabolical, is diabolical. How? Please let him be the second man that they banned from the stadium. Gary Neville was a good start if you're going to start banning people from your stadium. But Anthony Taylor needs to be very, very high up, if not second on that list. Because, brother, how the fuck is Anthony Taylor a referee? It is bizarre. The decisions he makes, it's all about him mentality. The guy is cooked. But even with a hostile crowd, a very, very good quality Nottingham Forest side, a resolute defence. There were so many times in that first half where I thought we are not scoring today. How many times have you looked at Chelsea this season without a number 9 and gone, we ain't scoring. We're not creating. It's not that we're not creating enough. But when we do create, there is nobody on the end of the ball. There is nobody in the box to finish these chances off. And I thought that game was settling into that pattern early on today, 15 minutes. I was thinking, backs against the wall, we're going to be looking to hit him on the counter. And then we've got no one up top. You know, we're going to flood the wingers forward. We've got no one in the middle to cross the ball to. Somehow the game plan worked. And you know what? Credit to Enzo Maresca. Anyone still doubting Enzo Maresca? Anybody still want him out of the club? Anybody still want him gone? Because he's achieved what he was meant to achieve at the start of the season. And yes, at times we have been slightly, further forward in the trajectory and maybe slipped, 1 step forward, 2 steps back kind of vibes. But I feel that this Chelsea team, the togetherness, the way in which they played today, the way in which they dug in, proper trench football, that You've got to protect what you've got and nothing else. We did not want to go out and get a second goal today. We just wanted to protect that lead. And fair enough. You know what? Boring Chelsea all the fucking way. If it means we're going to start winning 1-2-0, keeping clean sheets and being boring, if we're going to win, I couldn't care less. This is where me and my dad are polar opposites. He loves the attacking, enjoying football. He'd rather that we were playing exciting football and lose. Bun that, I want 3 points, like today. It might not have been the most exhilarating game of football. We might not have been the most exciting going forward. Jadon Sancho offering very, very little today. Noni Madueke struggling against a very, very good one-on-one defender in Ola Aina. Cole Palmer, I would argue he could have come off at half-time. The flicks today were not cutting it. The arms up in the second half were not cutting it for me. But his work rate in the second half was phenomenal. Chasing down that back line all on his own as that false nine. As soon as Sancho came off and he got shifted up there. The work rate that he did was sublime. All those Chelsea players knew that it wasn't about them today. It weren't about individual moments. It weren't about going and beating 4-5 man and putting something in the top bins. It was about getting out of that with 3 points. That's what we did. Incredibly important. That sort of mentality is going to be monumental to next season. It's going to be so crucial. It's one of the pillars of your game. You've got to be able to shut up shop. You've got to be able to protect a lead. And more often than not, this Chelsea team this season has not been able to do that. Mainly inexperience, lack of quality. You could argue there's a couple of injuries and suspensions in there, but all in all, this Chelsea team has been a little bit frail when we've needed to protect a lead or in big games this season. Today, completely different. First half, all over the shop. Second half, control, domination, letting them have the ball where we want them to have the ball. Let them fling crosses into the box and let Robert Sanchez come and catch it, come and collect them up. Someone said here, Gabriel, Sanchez, all he could do. Also, right, real quick, before I go any further, shout out every single last live match reaction of the Premier League season. You might get one next week or on Wednesday for the Conference League, depending on where I'm watching it. But you know what? Shout out to every single person that's tuned into the Two Blues podcast in the 24-25 season. I wouldn't be doing this shit without you. My views don't mean shit. We don't make no money off this shit. We do this for the love of the goddamn game. And I do it because of you lot. If we'd have lost today, this would have been interesting. It probably would have been a 2-3 minute match reaction, but I still would have had time to shout out Gabriel, Amir, every single person. I can see Pojak in the comments. Charms, also, big shout out. I assume he's watching somewhere. Mr. C Money Picks is working, so unfortunately he can't be on this stream, but we will be back to normal with the Monday, Tuesday night, 2 Blues days as of next week. And of course, you're going to have the Europa Conference League fallout as well. But let's get back to it. Shout out you, man. The Chelsea fans that have held it down over the last 3 years. The last time that we had European Champions League football, I would argue that the fan base has shifted. A lot of the fans that were vocal, match going, would have given up over the last 3 years. Not us. Not a lot of people that I know. Shout out to every single Chelsea fan that tunes into me, every single Chelsea fan that has had to put up with these last 3 years, these last 36 months. 48 months even have been diabolical. But I've already been sending out chat to Arsenal fans. I've already been calling people out. We're going to be... Oh, you're not going to be able to handle me next season. I'm going to be unbearable next season. Oh, when we're going toe-to-toe, the fact that we have had a better season than everyone in the Premier League, bar Liverpool, Newcastle, maybe Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace obviously having the trophy, Newcastle having the trophy, Liverpool having a trophy. If we win on Wednesday, we've equaled everyone bar Liverpool. Champions League and a trophy, and we become the first club in world history to complete the set. Brother. Talk to me. Come on. Who's got chat? Who's got chat? Wait, someone's got chat here. Someone's got chat on the Instagram. I can't hear you, bro. Bum-ass kid. Hey. No homophobia. Hey, someone's insecure about his masculinity. Dude, kid. God, hey, 9/11, and let me know who you support real quick. And until then, comment what you want. But until you let me know who you support, it needs to be give and take, bro. You need to get a little something back. Kenny, come on, champions on Wednesday. Listen, there's a difference. I tweeted this today as well. There's a difference between winning and being a champion. See those Tottenham players that won on Thursday? They're not champions, blood. Because they're all out here talking about Arsenal. It's not a champion. You need to be a winner. You need to do it with respect. You can't be winning a trophy in your first four, being on somebody else, bro. Listen, we've been there, done that. We can talk the talk. A lot of teams can't. And as of next season, we are back in amongst it. And not only are we back in amongst it, we have Esteval Willian. We have Kendry Paez. We have Mike Penders. We have Andre Santos. We have Mamadou Sarr coming into the fold. We've already got 5 more players, bro. We haven't even got to make a signing. And we've got 5 new players coming into the fold. Add to that, because we got Champions League, so you know Gyökeres coming. You know Gyökeres coming. Hey, if Newcastle hadn't got Champions League, I would have been saying go hard in the paint for Alexander Isak. But Victor Gyökeres, Clear Lake, make it happen. Let Benjamin Sesko go to Arsenal. Bum-ass transfer that has 7 goals in a calendar year written all over it. 2 of them would be screamers, don't get me wrong. But Benjamin Sesko ain't that guy. If Chelsea need to elevate themselves, if Chelsea want to be serious next year, Victor Gyökeres is the goddamn guy. We can blow as much as we want on Osimhen's wages, on all of these. I swear to God, if I hear talk of Garnacho this summer again, after seeing that he's been put up for sale today, if I hear that we're back in for Garnacho this summer, I'm going to be fucking fuming. But Victor Gyökeres should be nailed on. What is it, 65 mil he's available for? Send that now. Send the email. Send the money, bro. Send a blank check. Just send your side all done. Buy DocuSign, whatever, buy fax. Send Endo Maresca on the plane there tonight. I do not care. He has managed to do what some Chelsea fans thought was unthinkable 2-3 months ago. When I said 5 games to go in the Premier League, Manchester, right, actually, you know what? Let's rewind a little bit. 5 games, our final 5 games, we had the hardest run-in, not in the Premier League, we had the hardest run-in in the world. Fighting for Champions League football, in the situation that we were in and are in, we had the most difficult 5 final games in world football. We beat Everton, we beat Man United, we beat Liverpool, and we beat Nottingham Forest. Only team we didn't beat was Newcastle, and we sucked dick that day. But you know what? Hold that. 4 out of 5, 12 out of 15. I said we do it confidently, and I got laughed out the park. I got ridiculed. Find God. Listen, you're gonna have to give us some props, bro, because we've just gone out there and done something today. So you're gonna have to allow us. I ain't even said a congrats. I ain't even said a well done. Listen, bro. I know you've been rocking with me all year as well, but come on, man. Come on. You got to give us some props. Where are all the Arsenal fans at as well? Because it's a bit mad that we had a better season than you. When we achieved the same, but empirically speaking, we achieved our goals, you didn't. It's a bit of a techie one still for any Arteta backers. Netanyahu football at its finest. Listen, you will get what you deserve, but oh, my heart rate is still through the roof. Champions League, here we come. Champions of Europe, three-peat, here we come. Imagine we win it next year. Oh my God. Listen, also, one thing that I've said so many times, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and I stand by it, Chelsea will win the Champions League for a 3rd time before Arsenal win it once. I stand by it. Already, we have more chance of winning the Champions League next season than Arsenal. Already. My guy, Fun God. Be nice to him. Levi and Toast cooked today. I put a tweet out saying Tosin over Chalobah. Tosin's passing range is sublime. The way he picked, listen, he's been doing it in the Conference League for the last few games. But the way he was picking the passes through that midfield, driving them into the forward players, he was the only one making inroads, the only one able to break down that Nottingham Forest shape. Tosin needs to be, I don't think it's a contract renewal or extension or anything, because, you know, he's 2-3 year contract or longer as is. But yeah, definitely part of the squad next year. I don't think we need to sign a centre-back. I think centre-back is one position. And look, if I'm Trevor Chalobah, I'm a little bit pissed off that I'm not starting today, particularly given that I've just got my first England call-up. But I think with Colwill, Chalobah, Tosin and Fofana, I think we've got enough. I mean, look, you've got Disasi, Badiashile on the fringes, which we need to decide what we're doing. You've got a couple of other players coming through the young through the youth ranks who definitely could do a job. Ish Samuel Smith, I think, could do a job on the left side, even though he's a left back, could do a job on the left side of centre back. Harry McGlinchley, another one. There are a lot of players that we could use as backups. Mamadou Sarr, again, coming in the summer. I don't think we need a centre back. Go all out. Go balls to the fucking wall for a striker. You have a striker in there today. We're winning 3-0. And you put a striker in this Chelsea team with the addition of Andre Santos and Esteval Willian. I don't want to hear no Liverpool. I don't want to hear no Man City. I don't want to hear no Arsenal. I don't want to hear no Newcastle. No team is playing better football than us next year. Potentially. But, hey, listen, I'm getting ahead of myself. But he did it, man. He did it. Where's all the Enzo Maresca doubters now? I haven't seen a single Enzo Maresca out person on social media today. None in my chat. None in here. None on the TikTok. Where are you, man? Where are you, man, that were calling for this guy's head 2 months ago? I need to go and watch the post-match conferences, the press conferences, see who spoke. I'm assuming it was James, maybe Colwill, Maresca. But listen, we have achieved our goal for the season. And whether we win on Wednesday or not, at the end of the day, it would be a monumental failure to lose against Real Betis. To not win the Conference League would, of course, be a monumental failure. But we now have the security of not needing to win it, because at the end of the day, we've got the better prize. I said in my short yesterday, we've got 2 cup finals. One of them gets us into the Champions League. One of them gets us into the Europa League. We've won the bigger final. We don't necessarily need to stress about this. You know, it could be a good opportunity for a few of the youngsters to play. I would now definitely like to see Josh Achimpong start, if not Tariq George as well. But yeah, man, this is a chance for Enzo Maresca to finish the season on a huge high and to go and complete the set, go and do something that no other club has ever done. No club has ever won every single European trophy. And some teams might argue, yeah, that's because we've never been bad enough to be there. I guarantee you have had seasons where you've been bad enough. That trophy just didn't exist and you weren't in it. Listen, don't be salty just because we've won more than you. I'm getting ahead of myself again. We'll revisit this on Wednesday, but you could take this away and I'd still be content with this season. Yes, there is much to be desired. Yes, there is still a lot to be improved. We are by nowhere near, by no means the finished article. We're nowhere near that yet. And yes, the main point is a striker. I think if George Petrovic comes... Oh, I forgot about the goalkeepers, man. George Petrovic to come back in. George Petrovic, Mamadou Sarr, Andre Santos, that little Strasbourg spine. I'm feeling it, man. I'm feeling it. I'm loving it. I'm liking it. We finally won a final. Listen, if it's not categorized as a final, we're going to win it. If it has the word final attached to it, we're probably going to lose. Oh, shit. Yeah, we're probably going to lose on Wednesday, aren't we? Pojak as well saying we've won 1 or 2 finals. Personally, I'm going to be calm until Wednesday. Now giving it to Arsenal fans. Listen, man, you've got to enjoy it today. You've got to go out and give them something today. It's a bank holiday weekend. Go and enjoy your bank holiday weekend, man. Go and give some shit to some diabolical football fans. I wouldn't even call them football fans because realistically, what Arsenal play is not football. But yeah, man, go and enjoy it. We've had 36 to 48 months of absolute misery, bro. That ain't working. 36 to 48 months of diabolical football. We've done it, man. We are back in the Champions League. We'll run through the team very quickly because I'll be honest, I don't even have that much more to say. Robert Sanchez, fair enough. I'm really hopeful that he has, finished his Chelsea career on a high. In more ways than one, I think that would be poetic for him to go out today. I think if that was his last appearance, he's helped us massively, kept a clean sheet, potentially even, boosted his price tag ahead of getting rid of him in the summer. I can't stand another season with Robert Sanchez as number 1. But fair play, credit where credit's due, did well today. Centre of defence, yep, Levi Colwill, of course, man of the match today. I give him an 8.5. Marshalled the defence very, very well. Tosin 8 alongside him. I thought they were fantastic. Reece James, I give him a 7. I thought, you know what? The thing about Reece James, is even though his pace has noticeably dropped, I think his technical ability is still 10-10, still definitely up there. And what he's lost in pace, he's made up for in strength. And he was always a strong bloke. He was always a bit of a brick shithouse, but he has really made that up. And he's a commanding figure at the back now for Chelsea. Cucurella, yeah, I mean, I give him a 7. Nothing to shout about, but again, fairly solid defensive game today. Enzo Fernandez, I give him a 6.5. Work rate was great. Passing not as good. Caicedo, 7.5. Average Caicedo performance, which means elite individual performance. I mean, by his mark, by his stretch, that was fairly poor showing. But by anybody else, by any other standards in the world, yeah, absolutely phenomenal player, absolutely phenomenal performance. No doubt that this is one of the top 3 players in the Premier League this season. You know, Mo Salah might have got all the accolades and the stats and whatever, but if you look at performances, for performance's sake, Moises Caicedo is up there. And anybody that tells you he ain't either doesn't watch football or is just very, very salty that their club does not have him in their midfield. On the right side, Madueke, I'd say Madueke was probably the sharpest of the attacking players today. I'll give him a 7. I'll give him a 7.5 because he went at Neco Williams and he went at Ola Aina, both of whom are good fullbacks, but he did give him something to think about. So I'll give him a 7.5 today. Neto, I'll give a 7. His work rate was great. Got in a couple of dangerous positions in the first half. Obviously, he's not a striker, doesn't have that striker's instinct. Sancho, I'll give a 5 today. Lowest rating, ineffectual, didn't do anything, nothing more to say. And Palmer, I'll give a 6.5 because his work rate in the second half was sublime, particularly when he was up against it, when he was, chasing down loose balls as a false 9, completely isolated, no support system. Although the flicks and tricks didn't come off today, and he hasn't had the same season he did last year, I think when you look back on it, you can look at his numbers and he'd be fairly happy with it. And he will also know that there is a lot of room for improvement. So I'm expecting more of the first season from Cole Palmer next year because this Chelsea team, where he's now going to be able to ball out on the big stages. He was held back for the Conference League. At times, looked unmotivated, looked like he was struggling to see where the quality was elsewhere on the pitch in this Chelsea side. But I think over the last couple of months, we've shown that we are not just Cole Palmer FC. We are still a team. There are still a lot of players here. And he deserves a nice long break this summer. I wouldn't even take him. Obviously we will, but I wouldn't even take him to the Club World Cup because let's be real, we're not winning it. And I'd like to give someone like Esteval Willian a chance to shine, although I think Esteval Willian might still be playing for Palmeiras at the Club World Cup. But, all things considered, Cole Palmer, I wouldn't say he was our best player this season, but still, most effectual, put the most numbers up. And yeah, I think we just need to calibrate ourselves a little bit because his first season was that good. We can't be coming out here and saying, he's dropped a shit season. He's got 20-odd goals. He's got 30-odd goal contributions. This is still a very, very good player who's had a quiet few months. So fingers crossed he gets a nice, good rest under his belt this summer and he's back at it next year. And obviously, I'll still stand by it. I don't think Nicholas Jackson should play in midweek. I think he should be held out of the squad as punishment for getting sent off the other week against Newcastle. Obviously, good to see Gu on the bench again. Fingers crossed he starts in midweek or George. But yeah, let's go out. Let's get this season finito. If we can complete the set as well as gaining Champions League football, I'll be a very, very happy man. At this point in time, I'm content. We've achieved our goals. We've did what we set out to do at the start of the season. It might not have been, as I've said, the most exhilarating. It might not have been the most straightforward methods of going about it, but we have done it. We have, got one step closer to Europe's greatest prize by getting ourselves back in the conversation. We are now back playing Champions League football. No more Thursday nights for us for another year at least. But we'll see, man. We'll see. It's going to be interesting to see how these, who we end up playing because 6 English teams in the Champions League. Obviously, I know they got the new league format, but it's going to be interesting to see who everyone's matched up against. I can imagine there are going to be some tasty fixtures in there, but we will, of course, get to that a lot later down the line. Before then, we still got the Conference League to think about. We still got to go back and look at our pre-season predictions. Myself and Mr. C Money Picks have got to compare where we said players would end up, teams would end up. I'm 90%. We said Chelsea 5th as well. It was either 4th or 5th, but I'm 90% we said 5th. I might have said 3rd. Thinking about it, I might have gone a little bit too gung-ho. One of us said 5th. So one of us was right. Wait, weren't even 5th. We were 4th, innit? Wait, hold on. Oh, yeah, we finished fourth. 5 points behind Arsenal. Oh, my God. 2 points behind Manchester City, who last season were the best team in world football. I know Man City had like 4 months without a win, but let's just put this into perspective. Liverpool have hit their targets this season. Arsenal haven't. Man City haven't. Chelsea have. Newcastle have. Villa on the cusp. You could argue they have, going far in the Champions League as well. There are not many teams, 3-4 teams, you could say. Crystal Palace, obviously, you throw in there because they won the cup as well. 3-4, maybe 5 teams in the Premier League that have actually achieved or surpassed their goals. I'm not looking at relegation and beating relegation and all that. Yeah, you know, that's not an achievement. To do what we did this season is an achievement higher than a lot of other European clubs can claim, can talk about. So you know what? For all the chat, for all the hate, for all the Tottenham, Liverpool and Arsenal fans that I'm going to get in my comments over the next couple of days, and I have had from this live, hold that. If I could show every single camera a league table, I would, but I can't. Hold on. Till I fucking die. Shout out to every single person that's continually supported the Two Blues podcast. This has been your last live match reaction of the Premier League season. You may get one on Wednesday, depending on where I'm watching the game, as I said earlier. But a reminder to the supporters, the haters, every single person that's tuned in for a second, 3 seconds, anyone that's watched a short, a live match reaction, Watchalong, find God, you particularly, and you represent every single person that's not a Chelsea fan. I love you lot. I got nothing but positivity, nothing but best wishes, nothing but love for every single person that's ever tuned into the Two Blues podcast. We are going to continue to try and push this in a more professional sense. You know, I've still got my loan watches. We're going to be doing our weekly roundup. So please do stay tuned in over the summer break. There's going to be a lot of transfer talk as well. But yeah, man, I don't really know what else to say. Thank you. I'm going to find God. You know, I need to know your name, bro, because I'm going to know find God for the rest of my life. And also, I use that as an insult. Whenever someone's telling me, I just reply, find God. You know, the iconic Kanye tweet. I need to know your name, bro. I need to shout somebody else out. Otherwise, I'm going to be talking in 20 years. Like, do you remember that guy who had a Lamborghini as his PFP and his name was Find God? No idea where he's from. No idea what his name is. No idea who this brother is. But this is the beauty of being on social media. It connects you with fans all over the world. And you know what? I've had to take a fair amount of shit being a Chelsea fan for the last couple of years. So I hope you lot are ready for me to doll it back out. We're going to get into it, man. Love, peace, prosperity to every single person. We'll be back on Tuesday. Myself and Mr. C Money Picks will be back for a brand new episode of Two Blues Tuesday, where we will most likely be going back on our Premier League predictions, running through them and seeing how many we got right, how many we got wrong, going through our player of the season, flop of the season. We did everything. We did golden boot. We did assist. We did everything, man. So make sure you go back and watch our pre-season prediction video. But, you know, failing that, we will give you all the details on the video. Tuesday night, 8 o'clock. Make sure you be here. Otherwise, love to every single person that's tuned in. Tyler, my guy, appreciate you lot. At the Chelsea!